In this video, we are going to be taking a look at all the units of metric measurement, and we are going to be taking a look at meters, liters, and grams. Now the goal for today, and I do want you to write this down in your notes, is we are going to be comparing, contrasting, and converting all different types of metric units of measurement. Now the first thing we are going to do is we are going to take a look at all the different types of metric units of measurement. Now we can see that the meters, liters, and grams, those are all the base units of measurement for the metric system that we're going to look at today. Okay, so meters deals with length, okay, and when we talk about length, customary units of length deal with yards, feet, inches, miles, and so on, and that's the same thing that we will take a look at with meters, but different measurements, but same type of length that we're going to be dealing with. Liters deals with capacity, and the capacity units of measurement for the customary units is gallons, quarts, cups, and so on. And then finally, grams in the metric system deals with weight, and then in the customary units of measurement we deal with weight using tons, pounds, ounces, and so on. Okay, so it's important to understand that we have different types of meters. For example, we have a kilometer, a hectometer, decameter, a regular meter, decimeter, centimeter, and millimeter. Now, each unit of measurement, or each box, so to speak, deals with a power of 10. Okay, you can even see in the blue written here, power of 10. So whenever we're taking a look at meters, for example, if we go to the left, okay, that's a power of 10 greater than to the right. So when you look at that table, it's important to understand, and I do want you to write this part down in your notes, each unit is 1 power of 10 greater than the unit to its right, and 1 power of 10 smaller than the unit on its left. I'll repeat that again. Each unit is 1 power of 10 greater than the unit to its right, and 1 power of 10 smaller than the unit on its left. Okay, so I can see that a meter, for example, is 1 power of 10 smaller than a decameter. Okay, however, I could see that a meter is 1 power of 10 greater than a decimeter. Okay, so every metric unit of measurement is very simple. If you can get this down, every metric unit of measurement does deal with the same type of prefix. Okay, so we have kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli. Okay, and what we just add in the end, if we're dealing with length, kilometer, hectometer, decameter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. If we're dealing with capacity, kiloliter, hectoliter, decaliter, deciliter, centiliter, milliliter. And finally, weight, gram, kilogram, hectogram, decagram, decigram, centigram, and milligram. Okay, so a way to remember this, it's a little phrase that we teach here in 5th grade, and is the sentence, Ken has driven, and depending on what unit of measurement you're dealing with, monkeys, lions, or gorillas down country meadows. Every letter that begins each word deals with different metric unit prefix. So K for kilometer, H for hecto, D for deca, ml, G for the unit of measurement you're dealing with, D for deci, C for country, and then M for meadows. So I do want you to write this sentence down. I do want you to copy this table down in your notes, and it's important to refer to this as we go throughout the lesson today. Okay, so we are going to unlock this problem. I know I spent a long time explaining the metric unit of units of measurement, but now we are going to take a look at unlocking the problem. So I want you to turn to page 423 in your math books, and we'll work together. So it says, using a map, Alex estimates the distance between his house and his grandparents' house to be about 15,000 meters. Now, meters always deals with length, okay? So about how many kilometers away from his grandparents' house does Alex live? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to convert 15,000 meters to kilometers. Okay, so what we can do, we can take our table, and we know that meters or kilometers are 1, 2, 3 powers of 10 greater than 1 meter. Okay, so what we want to do is find a relationship to the unit. Meters are, we could see right here, 3 powers of 10 smaller than kilometers. Okay, so we know there are 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters and 1 kilometer. For each power of 10 you go, you would add a 0 to the end of your 1, trying to figure out how many meters there are in a kilometer. And that's the nice thing about metric units of unit of measurement. Everything is in powers of 10. So I know right away that if I'm dealing with a decimeter, I go 4 powers of 10. There are 10,000 decimeters in 1 kilometer. Okay, if I go 5 powers of 10, okay, we can keep going with centimeters, millimeters. Very simple to do conversions, unlike customary units of measurement where we have, for example, 12 inches in a foot, 3 feet in a yard, 5,280 feet in a mile, and so on. The conversions are all different, but metric unit of measurement, it's all based upon powers of 10, which makes it very, very easy. Maybe that's why the whole entire world uses it, except for just a few countries. Now, step 2, it says determine the operation to be used. So we are converting from a smaller unit. I'll just put an S here. I want you to write smaller in your book. Okay, unit of measurement to a larger. Okay, so whenever we go from smaller to larger, now we've talked about this throughout the chapter, okay, we are going to divide. Okay, so I will divide. Okay, so what we are going to do, step 3, we are going to convert. So we have 15,000, and we are going to divide. What are we going to divide by? We're going to divide by however many meters are in a kilometer. Which is 1,000. Okay, so I take 15,000 divided by 1,000, and you can definitely use your calculator for this. Okay, we have 15 numbers of kilometers. Okay, so we can see that Alex's house is 15 kilometers from his grandparents' house. Okay, we're going to take a look at the problem on page 424. Okay, so another way, we are going to use the diagram again. Okay, it says Jamie made a bracelet 1.8 decimeters long. Okay, so whenever we're dealing with meters, once again, we're dealing with length. Okay, metric units of length. How many millimeters long is Jamie's bracelet? Okay, so we first of all need to think about where decimeters fall. Now, if I know that Ken has driven monkeys down country meadows, okay, I know that the D, the second D, okay, does deal with decimeters. Okay, does deal with decimeters. And we are trying to figure out how many millimeters does 1.8 decimeters equal. Okay, so I can see that step 1, and we know 1.8 decimeters is right here. Okay, if I'm taking a look at this, that means we have 1 decimeter with 8 centimeters, okay, left over. So it says step 1, since the unit is decimeters, place the decimal point so that decimeters are the whole number unit. Okay, so we can see 1.8 just like this. Okay, now it says step 2, we want to convert. It says cross out the decimal and rewrite it so that millimeters will be the whole number unit. Write zeros to the left of the decimal point as needed to complete the whole number. So in other words, what they're asking us to do is we need to take this decimal point and we need to convert it to not 1 power of 10 to the right, but we need to go 2 powers of 10 to the right. So we're going to put our decimal point right here, okay? And then we cannot just have 18 with a blank and then a decimal point. In other words, you can't have a number like this. 18 blank decimal point. What we need to do is we actually need to fill in a 0 here. Okay, so we can see that now the millimeters is a whole number. Okay, so we can see that 1.8 decimeters equals 180 millimeters. So we can see, so Jamie's bracelet is 180 millimeters long. Okay, so what we had to do, we had to go over 2 powers of 10 to the right. So basically what we did is we took 1.8, we multiplied it by 2 powers of 10, which is 100. Okay, and what I mean by 2 powers of 10, think about it this way. 10 times 10, that is 2 powers of 10. 3 powers of 10 would be 10 times 10 times 10. Okay, and so on. So we took 1.8, multiplied it by 2 powers of 10, which is 100. Okay, so we have Jamie's bracelet is 180 millimeters long. So now what we need to do is turn to page 424, and let's work on sections A and B together. It says convert 247 milligrams to centigrams. Okay, so since we are dealing with grams, okay, we understand that that is dealing with weight, first of all. Okay, so are the units converted to a larger or a smaller unit? So I'm going from milligrams to centigrams, so that is going from a smaller to a larger. Okay, so I'll just write larger here. So you multiply, should you multiply or divide by powers of 10 to convert? Since we're going from smaller to larger, what we are going to do is divide. Okay, so if I'm going 247 milligrams equals how many centigrams, what I would do is I would divide by 10 for all of these, and then what we could have is 247 milligrams divided by 10 equals 24.7 centigrams. And what we do is we move that decimal point one place to the left, since we're dividing by 1 power of 10. Okay, so we divide by 10. Now 247 milligrams divided by 100 equals how many decigrams? What we do, 2 powers of 10 means we're going to divide by 100. So we just move it one place to the left, 2 places to the left for 2.47 decigrams. And finally, 247 milligrams divided by 1,000. We just move our decimal point 3 places to the left, 1, 2, 3, for 3 powers of 10 is 247 thousandths of a gram. Now we can see for box B, convert 3.9 hectoliters to decaliters, and then also liters and deciliters. Remember, whenever we're dealing with liters, that's capacity. And the first question that we need to think about, are the units being converted to a larger unit or a smaller unit? And we know that it is going to be smaller. I'm going to write S here, and you can just write smaller in your book. Should you multiply or divide by powers of 10 to convert? Since we're going from larger to smaller, we are going to multiply. Okay, so we have 3.9 hectoliters equals how many decaliters? We're going to multiply by 10. We're moving 1 power of 10 to the right for our number. So what we do is we take our decimal point, move it one place to the right. So that's 39 decaliters. Now we can see 3.9 hectoliters equals how many liters? We're going to move 2 places to the right. That gives us 390. Multiply by 100 is going to give us 390. 3.9 hectoliters multiplied by 1,000. We can do this on our calculator, or think about however many zeros are in your power of 10. That's how many places to the right you would move your decimal. So we can see that 3.9 hectoliters equals 3,900 deciliters. Now what I want you to do is pause the video and work these problems out all by yourself. Here are the answers for you. If you have any questions about this concept, please come and see me.